Aloha Ohana. Joshua here with the Rising Kings movement. Today is day 3 of the Master Cleanse fast for me. This morning we had our saltwater flush and we did a demo video yesterday of how to prepare that. Today, I want to give you another way to use salt and another way to use oil that will be very favorable for your flesh. What we're going to create today is a salt scrub. And a salt scrub is an amazing thing to use just to love on yourself, to nurture yourself, to smooth your skin and oil your own skin. You can use it in the shower. I personally love to use it in the sauna. We fire up our sauna, we get it nice and hot, we get ourselves sweating real good, and then we scrub our skin with the salt scrub. And salt is just an ancient tool for cleansing. All of the ancient cultures have used salt. Way before there was soap, there was salt. And salt is a cleanser that is incredible for cleaning one of our most important organs for releasing toxins, our skin. Our skin is the most important organ for releasing toxins from our body. We're constantly sweating the toxins out, releasing toxins through the die-off of our skin, through expressing oils and things like that. That's why we do the dry brushing. We recommend people daily do the dry brushing practice as a part of the Master Cleanse process. But today we're gonna take it to the next level. And I wanna teach you how to make a salt scrub because it's so easy. You can make it from ingredients that are probably already in your kitchen and your bedroom. And I personally have profoundly enjoyed salt scrubbing myself and salt scrubbing my beloveds, many times throughout my life. And I hope you will too. So let's get started here. First thing you're gonna need, I like to use the Himalayan sea salt because I like the texture of this salt. There's grainier salts that you can use, and I find that the highly grainy salts, I have relatively sensitive skin, and so the grainier salts are not favorable for my skin type, and they can tend to leave me feeling a bit abused afterwards. But if you can see the texture of this salt, it's not super big chunks of salt, and it's not like Morton level salt. You always want to use a mineral rich salt, a sea salt or a Himalayan salt for this process. And I think we might as well just use the rest of this. It's about 1 cup of salt is what we're using for this recipe right now. And to be honest, I usually just eye it with the oil. So we're gonna be feeling into how much oil we're gonna use here. Today I'm using coconut oil. I've used almond oil in the past. I've used olive oil in the past. You can use sesame oil. Sesame oil is actually really good for the skin. It's especially good for the skin, but it's a bit more expensive. But if you do want to spring for it, it's worth it. And so we're gonna just do 1 teaspoon of oil at a time to see about getting the texture. And I'm gonna start with 1, 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of oil to see how that works in terms of the texture of the scrub. Because you don't want the scrub to be too oily, and you also don't want the scrub to be too dry. You want it to have that perfect balance where it's kind of sticky, but it's not goopy, you know? So 4 teaspoons so far is leaving it drier than I want it. You could leave it this dry and you could scrub this all over your skin, and you can already see the way that the oil is leaving a film on my skin, right? This could be a perfectly good salt scrub, but I think I'm gonna go for just a little bit more oil, a little bit more luxurious. But you see how that's already leaving a beautiful oily film on my hands? That'll leave that film everywhere on my body. I think I'm gonna go for a 1/5 and a 1/6 teaspoon. 5, 6. And before I stir this in, I'm gonna add my scents. So I'm gonna put some tea tree oil into this. I'm gonna be generous with it and do a couple of squirts there, 1, 2 big squirts. And I'm also gonna put some of this really fantastic Nova One Egyptian amber oil. I love this oil. It's so sensuous. It's so delicious. And I really like the way that the tea tree and the Nova One complement each other when it comes to a salt scrub that's intended to be both luxurious and therapeutic. And so I want it to have the therapeutic qualities. I want the tea tree oil to be helping to the antibacterial qualities on my skin. Coconut oil is also innately antibacterial, and it's really soaks into the skin very easily. So we're maximizing antibacterial while also we're anointing ourselves essentially with this oil. And the history of anointing is really a sacred history. It goes back way past Christianity, past the Egyptians even, although it was very popularized in the Egyptian mythologies. But to make these beautiful oils and anoint someone in a sacred way is to bless them and is to in a sense initiate them into something. And if we're doing anything here during this cleanse, we're initiating ourselves. We're initiating ourselves into the next level of our own well-being and our own beauty, to the next level of our own integration as a human being. And if this is your first cleanse, then you're very much initiating yourself into the path of cleansing, into the path of taking time on some sort of cyclical basis to stop putting food in your body and give your body a chance to really restore its inner systems. And to, just like you would change the oil on your car, you gotta drain all the oil out of your car every few months, every few thousand miles, give that car a rest, take the filter off, and then you put a new filter on, you put new oil in the car, you make sure all the fluids are topped off, and you fire it up, and oh man, not only does it drive well for you, even better once you drive it right out of the garage, but it's gonna serve you much better, and it's gonna last so much longer. Your vehicle lasts so much longer when you give it its scheduled maintenance. And I really do believe that cleansing is a form of scheduled maintenance for a human body that we just have drifted away from in a society that's so based on working and producing and consuming. So I'm really honored that you've chosen to join us for this journey, and I hope that you will luxuriate. Can you smell it? Can you smell it now? Oh, so good. Oh man, so delicious. There's so many different kinds of oil you can use for this. I've used lavender oil. Lavender is really soothing if you want something that's gonna feel really soothing to your nervous system. I really love cedar oil as a sort of a woody oil that's grounding and helps to build a little bit of sort of a sense of ground, but it's also cleansing and purifying. Yeah, there are so many different ways you can go. So I know you have some kind of scent that you love. I would not recommend like Chanel No. 5. Like let's keep it to some organic, if you can, essential oils that are healing, and that, you know, maybe you have a favorite doTERRA blend that you love. Whatever it is, you know, mix up 1 cup of salt to about 6 teaspoons of coconut oil and a couple of splashes of your favorite essential oil. And I just made a bucket of this recently. I used a whole one of these to make a whole bucket of this stuff so that I could do a whole, I gave it to a group of goddesses who were gathering for a goddess gathering at our spa. So I made them a bucket of that and I gave it to them. And it's so easy to make, it's so cheap, and it's so delicious. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. And please let us know how it goes for you and how it feels once you've scrubbed your body with this salt scrub, once you've gotten all of this dead skin off, and then opened up your pores and created a beautiful space for yourself to just self-nurture, and then rinsed it off with some water and just left feeling loved by you. Aloha.